Yo, 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 what is up, everybody? Welcome to the Payoff Pitch presented by Fantasy Phenom. I'm Kyle, going solo again tonight. Ah, man. Um, let's look ahead at tomorrow. That's how we're gonna. That's what we're gonna call tonight. 3 of the top 5 pitchers today: Masahiro Tanaka, Rick Porcello, and Mike Foltynewicz were guys that I was attacking today. So, if that doesn't sum up how my day went, let me put it in other terms for you. I didn't cash on the main. I have a chance at cashing on late. I cashed minimally on Express 2, and I didn't cash on Express 1. So, if that doesn't sum up how tonight went, yo, what's up, Rudy? Yeah, man. You know what? I'm mad at myself. We talked last night about not attacking guys making their, first start. Mark Leiter Jr., right? Said don't play Arizona last night. Sure enough, I go out. In the main, I stacked Chicago Cubs, 0 runs. And I stacked Arizona Diamondbacks, 1 run. It was absolutely lit. And I played Chris Archer. So, I thought I avoided the Steven Strasburg landmine. Right, I saw Strasburg get lit up early, and I was like, all right, cool, I got Chris Archer. Lol. What's up, Mike? And Lil Theo's in here. Yeah, man, the one guy I did get right was Alex Wood. I also said to play Ty Block and his negative 15 points, so shout out to Ty. Really held things down for me. Rudy played Tampa Bay and New York. Good looks, man. Yeah. I wasn't paying attention in the late slate. That got me. Looking back, the money was on the Mets. Should have played them, but it's okay. Live and learn. I was on Tampa Bay. Didn't play him. Played Chicago instead. Is what it is. Bad day in DFS. Probably some of my lowest scores I've ever had. But, like I said, man, we look to tomorrow. So, tomorrow is a slate filled with pitching, especially in the later games. We're looking at Kershaw, DeGrom, McCullers, and Robbie Ray all on that same slate. Going to be tough to figure out where you're going. I can tell you, in this Texas-New York game, I think I'm going to attack Luis Cessa. I'm going to go back to the Rangers today. They let me down. I didn't stack them heavy, so I'm glad I didn't. But Cessa, I think, is someone that can be attacked. Mike has mentioned this many times. Dude is a quadruple A pitcher. He never seems to get it, 100% right. He's in between triple A and the majors. He's kind of a spot start kind of guy. So I think we can attack him. And then Bibbins Dirks, bro, the Yankees are ice cold right now. Yankees are ice cold right now. Do they turn it around tomorrow? Maybe. Am I going to stack them? Maybe in one line. Maybe in one line. I won't go heavy Yankees tomorrow. Tell you that much. Looking at Oakland, Chicago, Daniel Gossett, James Shields. James Shields has actually pitched decent so far this year. He was a guy that we were looking to target earlier. Not so much the case right now. Dude has a 2.42 ERA. Not bad. Not bad at all. Oakland is worse on the road. They didn't really light it up today either. Money was on them. And they won. 3-0. Do I play James Shields? Maybe as a GPP option. 20% strikeout rate is cool. It's cool. Oakland does strike out a ton. So I might look there as a GPP option. especially on this very early slate where there's not a lot of good pitchers. Theo's on Joyce and Pinder. Okay. Joyce hit a home run today. Chris Davis hit a home run today. Other than that, not much happened for Oakland. And then attack Daniel Gossett. Yeah, I could do it. He's given up some home runs. That's been his Achilles heel so far this year. But I don't know, man. I think I like Texas more than both these teams. This could end up being a bat fade for me. Toronto, Kansas City. I do like Jason Vargas tomorrow. Toronto has not been very good versus lefties this year. Yo, what about Toronto just absolutely blowing J Haps a win today? Dude went out, had a really nice game. Toronto's bullpen said, nah, fuck that. You ain't getting a win. So that was cool. I like Vargas, though. Vargas struggles versus lefties in a lineup that's going to be filled with righties, which he pitches really, really well against. He has absolutely shut down righties this year. And you got a team that hits worse versus lefties, hits less home runs in a pitcher's park. I think there's a lot to like about Vargas. He's probably my #1 pitcher on the early slate so far. And then attacking Marco Estrada. Ah, man. Would I rather play Marco Estrada or Jason Vargas? And I think the answer is still going to be Vargas. Estrada can get lit up at any moment. His problem is his hard contact and fly balls. Definitely a much bigger home run problem than Jason Vargas has. So, but I can see both. I can definitely see both. Cincinnati, Washington. Homer Bailey is back. This guy's been up and down in his career. He's pitched some good games. He's also pitched some pretty bad ones. I believe he has 2 no-hitters in his career, so definitely has some pedigree to him. And then Joe Ross. What can we say about this guy? He has been on the verge of being sent down to AAA, and then he goes in and pitches lights out, and then he gets blown up. Which Joe Ross we're going to see tomorrow? We know that he has enormous K upside, but he has enormous blow-up downside. The thing going for him is Cincinnati does struggle on the road, numbers-wise. They did get to Steven Strasburg today. Do I play Joe Ross on the main slate? Absolutely not. So I think this becomes a pitcher fade for me as well. Do I want to attack Homer Bailey? I don't think so. Brian Goodwin is if he's gonna stay cheap, play him. I like him in that 2 home runs today. Only reason I did anything in the main slate was I punted him 2,400. I can do it again tomorrow. Daniel Murphy hit a home run. Rendon hit a home run. I could see a small Washington stack. I don't know that I go 4 deep. Too expensive for what I want to do. And then Cincinnati. Right now I'm not stacking against Joe Ross, but I think you can find some one-offs. Joey Votto is always an elite one-off. Scott Schebler's got home run power. Baltimore, Tampa. Jacob Faria. This guy has been really, really interesting so far this year. I know Mike talked about him picking him up in your season-long leagues a while ago before he started to get rolling. Has not allowed a home run so far this year in 3 starts. He's 3-0. He has almost a 30% strikeout rate versus a Baltimore team that strikes out a ton. Maybe he'll go out and do what we thought Chris Archer would do today. Maybe. Baltimore is worse on the road than they are at home, holding a 165 ISO on the road, 181 at home. They hit less home runs on the road. They strike out more on the road, 25% of the time. I think Faria is a good SP2 option tomorrow. And then Dylan Bundy, not pitching him. Definitely can stack against him. I do like Dickerson. Malik Smith is too expensive for what he does now at 3K. Logan Morrison's going to continue to stay hot. He's already broken his season highest total for home runs. It's not even the All-Star break. Steven Souza Jr., I like him too. So, Tampa stack tomorrow. Going back to it. Chicago, Miami. We have Justin Nicolino, who has not been good. And we have John Lester, who has been very decent. Miami hits lefties much, much better than righties. I'm looking at JJ Realmuto at 2,900 might be nice. That's a cheap play. Relative. Stanton's an elite one-off versus lefties. He crushes them. But other than that, John Lester has been... The one thing on Lester is he's been bad away from home. Like, much, much worse away from home. Giving up higher hard contact, more fly balls, much higher average, much higher WOBA. You're looking at 324 average, 388 WOBA on the road. Not good signs. On this slate, with the other pitchers, I'm not playing John Lester. But I can attack Nicolino. I think Cubs are in a bounce-back spot tomorrow. R.A. Dickey, 2 good games in a row. Are we going to go for 3 in a row? Milwaukee is someone that can blow them up. We know what Milwaukee can do. Sogard, Tame, Santana, Shaw, all these guys can light Dickey up. The problem is, are they going to hit the knuckleball? If Dickey's knuckleball is popping, you're not going to see much of anything going on. So, I will say that San Fran is much worse. The last opponent he had, much worse than Milwaukee. But, yeah, I don't know if I'm attacking Dickey. I'm definitely not playing him. Not on this slate. Maybe DraftKings SP2, you can look there. I'm not recommending it yet, but we'll see what happens. I'm not stacking against him as of right now. Oh, sorry. Oops. Matt Garza. I think you can attack Garza with some lefties. He's actually been pitching decent, though. And he hasn't given up a home run on the road this year. It is in SunTrust, obviously a home run paradise, so that is something to be concerned with. But we'll see. You can attack Kyle Gibson, 100%. Kyle Gibson's pretty bad. Cleveland, I believe they got shut out today. They didn't get shut out. They only scored a run. I have to double check. But you can attack Kyle Gibson. He's bad. Cleveland did get shut out. Yep, 5-0. And then Corey Kluber is a guy I'm looking at pitching for a contrarian standpoint. I do like some Corey Kluber tomorrow. 31% K rate on the year. Dude has been absolutely electric with his stuff. Minnesota strikes out 22% of the time versus righties. They do hit righties better as well. But I still think Kluber can get to them tomorrow. So, expect Cleveland to return that favor. LA, Boston, David Price. LA struggles versus lefties. 242 average, 121 ISO. That's SF Giants numbers right there. Not good. 52% ground ball rate versus left-handed pitching for the Angels. Look at these ISOs on the players, too. Cameron Maybin, .058. Albert Pujols, .091. Escobar, .082. Valbuena doesn't have a extra base hit versus a lefty all year. Anderson Simmons, .034. Danny Espinosa, .136. These guys are bad versus lefties. David Price is in a good spot tomorrow. It's just a matter of, are you going to play him with all the other pitching options on the slate? Right? I mentioned McCullers, Kershaw, Ray. So, you got to make that decision. DeGrom. And here it is. Jacob DeGrom in the Ultimate Pitcher's Park. This dude has already had a good game versus the Giants this year, if I'm not mistaken. I'm just going off recent memory. Don't have exact numbers for you. But the Giants, DeGrom, 28% K rate. He's been struggling as of late. He has not been... Giants are bad. They just got shut down by Seth Lugo. Scored 4 runs. Elite. But he does get an elite matchup in an elite pitcher's park. I'm interested to see what the wind is. I do think that can play a part. AT&T has strong swirling winds coming in from the right field, McCovey Cove. If those winds are heavy, and you're looking at heavy winds out, I think that takes me off of DeGrom a little bit. But his number is 241 average against, 28% K rate. He throws all 4 of his pitches above average. And SF hits the fastball okay. Other than that, there's not much to like about them. They don't hit the changeup well. They don't hit a slider well. They don't hit the curveball well. And they're also really, really bad at home. This team has a 1 106 ISO as a team at home. 106. They don't hit extra bases. They don't hit for extra bases at all. So, SF at home is a good pitching matchup to play against him. Jacob deGrom might be my favorite pitcher on the slate. Might be. Garrett Cole, Lance Lynn. I don't think I'm going to pitch either of these two guys. These teams know each of these pitchers well. Division game. St. Louis not as good at home as they are on the road. Pittsburgh late comeback today. Yeah, pitching fade here. You know, this could end up being a complete game fade, honestly. Could end up being a complete game fade. I'm really not interested in either of the two pitchers, but on the same token, I'm not really interested in stacking against them. Garrett Cole, he does have a home run problem. He's pitching better of late. His real struggle is lefties, so Matt Carpenter looking there, but he's been pitching actually really, really well versus righties, so he doesn't have a home run problem with righties. So with a Cardinals lineup that doesn't have a lot of lefties in it, I definitely think Garrett Cole is not a guy I want to attack. Colorado SF, Tyler Chatwood, elite ground ball pitcher. Clayton Kershaw, one of the game's best, but is he worth this price anymore? Price is actually, it's down on DraftKings. It's 12.5 now. He's still 12.3 on FanDuel. I don't think I'm playing Kershaw tomorrow. I don't think, if he goes out and has a Kershaw game, to me it's so be it. There's so many other pitching options on the slate that I like, that I think have as much potential as Kershaw, given what he's done so far this year. I just don't think he pays off his price right now. He's going to have to drop into the 11K range, maybe 10.9, 10.8 before, unless he goes out and absolutely balls in like 2 straight starts. I don't think I'm going to play him when he's in this 12K range. I know it's baseball and you can find value everywhere, but especially on a slate where you have DeGrom, Kershaw, Price in a good matchup, Ray, McCullers, I don't see any reason to pay up for Kershaw. And I'm willing to bet that his ownership is not high tomorrow. I think you'll see it extremely spread out between those 4 guys on the late slate. And so it's going to be, a little different to what we're used to anytime there's a Kershaw slate. Typically a Kershaw slate, you plug him in and you move on and find your bats, but I don't think that's the case tomorrow. Really don't. And then Tyler Chatwood, again, not really a guy I want to attack. Dude's been amazing at keeping the ball on the ground this year. He only has an average exit velocity against him of 85 miles an hour. He's only getting barreled up 5% of the time. He actually has better StatCast numbers than Kershaw. So if that tells you anything about the season Kershaw's having, he has had a home run problem, especially versus lefties this year. But yeah, I think Tyler Chatwood is a guy I'm going to avoid stacking against as of right now. I think, again, I think a lot of these late games, to be honest with you, are going to be bat fades. I don't think I'm going to play or attack either pitcher in Colorado and Los Angeles. You could maybe attack Johnny Cueto, but it is a pitcher's park. I know New York just did put up 11 runs, but I don't know about that. And then we got Detroit, San Diego, another elite pitcher's park. Anibal Sanchez and Dinelson Lamet. I was looking at pitching Dinelson today. Obviously, they flipped him for Luis Perdomo. I like him for an SP2 option on DraftKings. I don't know if I play him on FanDuel. Not with all the other pitchers on the slate. I just don't think I have a reason to pay down to him. But on DraftKings, SP2 for 6,800, I think that's very doable. I love this guy's strikeout stuff. Detroit hasn't seen him yet. You know how I feel about giving the edge to a guy that's facing a team for the first time. And he's been elite versus right-handed bats. Elite. 143 average against, 42% strikeout rate versus righties. If they don't, the only thing is that they can take him deep. But if they're not taking him deep, they're probably striking out. And Detroit is filled with righties. Other than Alex Avila, Alex Presley probably plays tomorrow. Other than that, I'm not worried about this Detroit lineup. I think Dinelson can have a good game tomorrow. And then Anibal Sanchez, Perella, Cordero, Hedges. I think there's some guys I look at on the San Diego side. I think Anibal can be attacked, but it's still San Diego, and it is still this park. So I don't know if that's my favorite place to go either. This is a tough slate tomorrow with pitching. I mean, well, finding pitching to attack, I should say. And then we got Lance McCullers, Sam Gaviglio, who's pitched really well at home this year. Sam Gaviglio has only given up a 216 average, 288 WOBA, 21% fly ball rate in Safeco. And of those fly balls that he hits in Safeco, a lot of them die because of the massive park it is. McCullers, we know what he brings. First start back off the DL. The only concern I have with him is, will they be cautious with him? I haven't heard anything about a pitch count, but I am interested to see, are they going to let him push it if he's, 5 innings and he's at 85 pitches? Are they just going to pull him? So that is the one concern you'll have with McCullers is, you're trying to predict what the manager's going to do. You would hope that they let him go, but you just never know, and it's always going to be a risk. But elite ground ball pitcher with elite strikeout stuff. Versus Seattle, that just put up 13 runs tonight. Destroyed Houston. I'll give Theo his credit. King Felix had a really, really nice game. Gave up that first inning home run to Altuve and settled down nicely. So, good call on Felix, Theo. I didn't have faith. I know that you were just full homerism. But I like McCullers, man. I mentioned the ground ball rate. A fly ball rate of only 18%. And on the road, he's been pitching amazing this year for a guy that had a huge knock on him for not being able to pitch on the road. He's given up less than or more than 80% of the balls hit against him are ground balls, or sorry, not fly balls, I should say. Obviously, some of those are line drives, but you could do a good job of keeping the ball on the ground. In addition, with the fact that you can strike guys out. I know Seattle's hot. I do. With Segura back, that's a jump start to that lineup. Ben Gamble has been an on-base machine. Hit another home run tonight. Mitch Haniger had a decent game. Kyle Seager hit a home run today. He's starting to heat up a little bit. Zunino, what can you say about him, man? He's been mad hot. Another home run tonight. This dude, maybe he's finding something. I know that the Seattle fans were mad upset with how Zunino has been playing prior to this year. And he even got sent down earlier this year to AAA. So we'll see if it's a phase or if he can continue it. But we've always known his power is elite. It's just a matter of if he can manage to make contact. I think 250 for Zunino is perfectly acceptable as a Mariner fan. I think you're happy with that. So Lance McCullers, absolutely. And then finally we have Philadelphia and Arizona. We know what Philadelphia can do to left-handed pitching. Their power numbers are legit. 183 ISO. Right? They strike out less. They hit a home run 15% of the time. They hit a fly ball. Tommy Joseph hit a home run tonight. Arizona shit the bed. If you guys stack them, I'm sorry. But Robbie Ray. What are we going to do with Robbie Ray? He finally had a coming back down to earth game last time against the same Philadelphia team. He didn't pitch well. He has a negative park shift, moving to Arizona. Call it the Coors Light. I don't know. I don't think I play Robbie Ray tomorrow. I think he's the ultimate GPP play, though. I think he's going to go the lowest owned of the 4 guys between DeGrom, Kershaw, McCullers, and him. So he could be the ultimate GPP guy and arguably has the most strikeout upside. DeGrom in San Francisco probably is a safer option, hands down a safer option. Is the strikeout upside there? We know DeGrom's got strikeout stuff, but SF doesn't strike out as much. Kershaw, we know he's got strikeout stuff. Lance McCullers has strikeout stuff. I would say he's probably a riskier option than DeGrom. And then Ray in this park. Guys just need to get a hold of something, and the ball can travel a long ways. I have these 4 guys in my top 5, and then the 5th guy is actually Jacob Faria. So if I'm looking at who I want to pitch tomorrow, in order, I think DeGrom is number 1. I expect a bounce back game from DeGrom. I think I'm going to go McCullers 2. I'm going to go Kershaw 3, Ray 4, and Faria 5. I will tell you, though, I will have Robbie Ray in some GPPs. Tell you that now. Again, I think he's going to be super low owned. He's got arguably the most K upside of those 5 pitchers, of any pitcher on the slate. And recency bias is going to put people off of him, along with the fact that there's so many other aces on the mound. So Robbie Ray, I expect super low ownership tomorrow for what he usually commands. With the K upside, I like him in a GPP. Yeah, Faria is a nice SP2. I agree with you, man. I like Faria. I like Dinelson Lamet also as an SP2. So, and then the guys I'm looking to attack right now, let's hope I get these ones right. And hopefully they don't end up in the top 5 pitching scores of the night, like today. I think, well, I guess on the early slate, right? Let's break it down this way. I want to attack Luis Cessa with Texas bats. Definitely want to do that. I think he's nothing special. Texas can get it going tomorrow. Daniel Gossett is another option if you're looking for 2 teams to stack. I don't necessarily want to stack the Blue Jays-Royals game, but I do like some White Sox. I love the Rangers, so I'm looking there. And I do like attacking Dylan Bundy tomorrow if you're on that early slate. Just kidding. He's not on the early slate. Never mind. But I do like a Ray stack tomorrow. Why does the White Sox suck so bad? Dude, they're an up and down team. They're impossible to predict. They're really frustrating, actually. I want to attack Kyle Gibson, for sure. With the Cleveland bats. They're still hot. I think they can bounce back nicely tomorrow. Yeah, I'm going to say attack Dylan Bundy. I like the Rays bats. I'm getting into the later games. Definitely want to attack Dylan Bundy. So, the guys I have, Luis Cessa, Daniel Gossett, Dylan Bundy, Kyle Gibson, and I'm going to say attack Ben Lively tomorrow. I do like an Arizona stack. I think they can bounce back. Ben Lively, he doesn't have a lot of K upside at all. Well, doesn't have K upside. It doesn't even strike people out. Under 10% on the year. Was never a strikeout pitcher in AAA either. Or the minors for that matter. Arizona at home is a completely different beast. I think that's got to be your chalky late night stack. I expect them to be chalky again tomorrow. I know they were today, and it fell through. But I do like Arizona tomorrow. So, top 5 to pitch again. Jacob DeGrom, Lance McCullers, Clayton Kershaw, Robbie Ray, Jacob Faria. Some honorable mentions also Corey Kluber and Dinelson Lamet. Guys I'm attacking, Luis Cessa, Daniel Gossett, Dylan Bundy, Kyle Gibson, and Ben Lively. I think the ball is going to be live tomorrow. Seattle bats are on fuego. They are, my friend. They are. But McCullers, I expect McCullers to do McCullers things. I always give pitchers the benefit of the doubt. So, that is where I'm at. Shout out to you guys for tuning in, listening to me on a nightly basis, daily basis. We'll be back tomorrow, of course, breaking down the slate from a full standpoint, where we're going to go exactly with bats. We'll have lineups. So, I'll be back Probably, we'll see what time is the main tomorrow. Is it at 4 or 1? It is at, well, 4 my time again. Okay, so I'll be back about 2 o'clock, breaking that down in the River Group. We'll talk about where Vegas is going, everything like that. Of course, if you guys are looking to join the group, $10 a day, or $10 a month, not a day, 33 cents a day, mad cheap. Hit that button down below to subscribe. You'll get an invite into that River Group. It is the place to be. 24-hour chat. We have some WNBA action going on right now. Shout out to Mr. Jeremy firing up some Excel work. JC and Keith are holding it down. Shout out again to Sydney for holding down the DFS scores alert page, along with helping maintain these lineups. Obviously, golf is still going strong. I'm still cashing. Theo is leading in the free roll, and Theo has never played or even heard of golfers before. So, I'm telling you, me and Theo, first time ever playing golf, and we're crushing it. So, shout out to those guys in the golf channel: Graham, Jeff, Jeremy, Scott, Mike, Orlando, Josh Tannery, all those guys. I'm telling you, they know their stuff. Get in that golf channel if you guys are looking to supplement your DFS income. They will make sure you can profit nicely on some golf. It's not infested with sharks yet, and they know what they're doing, man. Just plain and simple. They know what they're. If I can cash in it and Theo can cash in it, we're looking good. So appreciate you guys tuning in again. Have a wonderful night or morning. We'll be back tomorrow. Make it a profitable Saturday.